Hi there, welcome to my channel. Today we are working with the Knitmaster 321. Today we are working on how to pack your machine, or I should say the importance of packing your machine. The importance of packing a machine is just to make sure that you've got all your pieces together. Here what I'm doing is actually looking at the pieces to see where they fit. The actual manuals don't actually show how the pieces fit into the boxes or into the accessory box, and it's just a case of trying to fit it in to see how it works. When I was packing the box, I realized I needed to put certain items in because of what the manual was describing on the pieces that you need or equipment that you need in order to work with. So I had to look at the manual and see all the pieces that I needed to have, and also if you don't have the pieces, see if you can find it on the internet or just replace it with something that you found. With knitting machines, they usually come with their own equipment, and it kind of gives an indication to what the machines can do. You'll have some equipment for machines that can do lace work and for doing tuck stitch and for ferrule, and that will usually come with the machine. Some machines don't do ferrule or they're very basic, so it will have a more limited range of equipment. Sometimes I add equipment, and one of the favorite things I like to add to equipment is safety pins, because I find them quite useful when you're doing seams, and also crochet hooks. Usually I have a size 3mm crochet hook which I usually put with the equipment, and that's because when I've finish off the seams, and I find it a useful tool just to keep with the accessory box. What I also like to put in the accessory box is about 3 to 4 extra needles just in case I need it, so that it's always a spare that maybe I will need just in case the needle breaks. This is the carriage lock plate. You use this to hold the carriage in position when you pack it away. This is me removing the yarn guide. I actually put this into the accessory box, so it makes it easier to keep it all together. This is me going to position the carriage for the lock plate. Here I'm taking the sinker plate off, and this will be going into the actual lid of the knitting machine when you pack it away. This is where you can actually clean the pieces that you're going to pack away, you know, just to get rid of any oil or any dust. Here I'm removing the tension unit and just checking that it needs to be folded over so that you also pack this into the lid of the knitting machine. This is where I remove the table clamps. The clamps will actually be going into the accessory box. This is where I move the carriage in position and use the lock plate to hold it down. This is just basically to keep it stationed securely without having to move when you pack things away. Packing your machine well will help protect the equipment, and it will also make it much easier to move around. Here I am actually adjusting the clamps so I can put this into the accessory box. It actually fits quite well into the accessory box because it's actually got 2 compartments for the actual clamps. So the clamps are really quite important because that really is something you really don't want to lose. So it's always good to make sure you pack your clamps correctly. The accessory box falls on the right hand side. There's 2 screws on the other on the actual edge of the machine, and you actually put the accessory box in slightly in front of it so that when you put the lid on it will close properly. You don't have to remove the row counter. I found that if you leave the row counter it just fits well. Here is the actual lid where you can actually see how everything is positioned, and this is the last kind of bit that you have to do in order to pack away your machine. The actual diagram shows you which thing to put in first. It says put your sinker plate in first, and then you put your tension unit in, and then you actually put the rod last, the actual rod which is part of the tension unit, and that's the last thing you put in. This machine was fairly easy to pack. It doesn't have a lot of equipment attached with it. Something like a passive will probably have a lot of component bits, and all double bed machines tend to have a lot more equipment needed, and this is really much easier to use and much easier to pack. I hope this video was useful. I just wanted to show how important it is to pack your machine, as you will get a lot more use out of it, and also it will save you money from replacing parts. I want to say thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave a comment.